Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of the Web Element series. Today, I came across a portfolio website which gave me an idea to recreate. Just simply see this. I just really found it randomly when I was searching for some ideas for this video. And I found these effects pretty good. Like, as you can see, it has a colored overlay over the image, but when we just hover over it, it just disappears. The overlay is removed. So this is what we are going to create today. So let's start. Let's start with obviously a folder, not like this. The folder name would be episode 12. Then the first file would be index12.html, and the second file would be style12.css. I would close the bar. So now the boilerplate, and now comes the link style 12. Like these are the, I won't say necessary, they are the compulsory part of web development. And you will have to do all these things. I can name the title as image hover effects replica, because simply we are replicating that effect that a person created in that website. So I would just also open the live server, and here is episode 12 and HTML. As you can see, the name has changed. We would begin with creating a div with the name contents. Then we will create 3 divs. I would go for 3 images. So I will also name the images. Image, not the image, like the div, would be named image container multiplied by 3, close, and then a image tag with the name obviously image, and I would put another div with the name contents. No, not the contents overlay. I would name it overlay. And there would be one in each, so there is no problem. So for the image, I will be using a link, which is simply a link from Unsplash, and it generates random images. Like it will take any random image of that size that we specify here. Like you can see, I have written 300 by 300 here. I gave it previously, so I didn't have to give it again. And now, again, we will do it for all 3 images. We have no option for that. Or you can simply write image tag once and then copy paste it. But there are other ways also. If I wasn't using the small Emmet abbreviation way, then I would be doing it manually. So we'll also create one other div. I just forgot that there are also descriptions. So I run simple, and I would be copying this. Copy. Okay. I realized something that I did wrong. And that's really wrong. I think I by mistake put it in the image. In case you didn't know, image tags never have a closing tag, but there was one for this one, so I realized that I by mistake put the divs in the images. But it wasn't that serious of a problem. I would also write randomly anything in this. So I would write hello, the simplest word one could think of, especially a programmer whose work starts with a hello word. So this is what we have got with the HTML alone. We have the three images and the hello written. So now we'll migrate to CSS. So obviously the body, margin 0, padding 0, and then comes display, flex, justify content, center, line items, center, save, and you can see this. Now it's in the center. You would be thinking that why isn't it in the vertical center? The reason behind it is that the div is currently so long that you can't just center it in that way. I have just put this in advance so that when we end up doing it in a proper way, then it would work. Now again here, display flex, not contents, flex. The reason I put display flex here is because currently they are in a vertical manner, but I need to make them in horizontal manner. So you can simply see I saved it and they are in a horizontal manner now. But also give them justify content and space around. And it didn't work. Great. Maybe there would be some other problem I will realize later on. So I'd also give some properties to image container. So first of all, we will provide the width as I specified in the link that I used to generate random images. So 300 by 300 are the sizes, 300 pixels. I may afterwards increase the size if in case I want an exact replica of that portfolio website. So we need to do nothing else much. Now it's turn for image. Although I do not require these properties because I have simply specified all those in simply these links. Like the first thing we need to do is width 100%, then same with the height 100%. So I already have those. Also, I forgot to do one thing. I had to put the position, which is relative. I need not do this because I've already given the sizes 300 by 300 there. So as you can see, there is no change. Now we'll write the property for overlay, which is like the main thing that we need to create. So we'll again give it a width of 100%, height 100%, and now we'll give it a background color, which would be in RGBA. So 0, 0, 0, and now 0.25. You can see it here, but it hasn't yet overlapped the image because we haven't given the main properties that are responsible for the positioning. So first comes position absolute, so that it has a fixed position that we would provide. Now top 0 and left 0. Now if we save it, you can see it has overlapped the image and it has done it pretty well. Now what we have to do is to remove this overlay on hover. So I would straight ahead start working on it, because I'd prefer to just complete the work for this so that I can later on focus on the other things. So we have also, I forgot to do this. We have to give it an opacity of 1. You would be thinking that what we gave the value 0.25 is also opacity. It is, but it is for the color alone, not for the div. So now we have to give it an opacity of 0. Save. And now you can see it just vanishes straight ahead. Also, I would give it a little bit transition, which is opacity 0.3 seconds, ease in, out. Save. And now you can see, now it now it disappears in a smooth manner. Rather than suddenly disappearing, it is disappearing in a smooth manner. I can also increase the time delay so that it becomes slower and it looks a lot smoother. But I would still go for a lower value, like 0.4 would be enough, according to me. Now we'll work on the description. So just like overlay, we want the description to be on the image. So the first thing we would do is give it a position, which is not relative. I would give it absolute again. Then left 0. And if in case you didn't notice, here the description is written on the bottom part. So we would be using bottom rather than top here. So bottom 0, and it won't make that much of a difference. Only the hello would go to that area. So I would also give it a color of white. This is the color of hello, so that we can easily see it. We can see hello now. Now the thing is, we have to give it also a background color. So background color RGBA, and we would simply give the same color as we give for the overlay. You would be thinking that how it would be differentiable. And let me tell you that it would just simply sum up. We haven't given it a width or height, so it isn't that visible. Although you can see here in the hello, I would just give it a width and height and then show it to you. So width would again go 100%, and height value I would give at 20%. Save. And you can see that it still looks darker, although they have the same color values, because overlay is above the description div also. So it affects its color to darkness. As you can see, now the color looks exactly like what the overlay color looks like. And simply the adding of these color values. So simply we are getting a 0.5 a value for it when the overlay is there, and on hover it becomes 0.25, which looks good. Also, I would create a simple change like I would write image container hover, then image, and I would write transform scale, and I would write 1.1. So when we do this, it just, the image size grows. But you would be thinking that it is growing, that is a good thing, but it is coming out of the div, because of which it doesn't look that well. So we would do another simple thing, which is overflow hidden. Save. Wait, I didn't, sorry. We have to give it to image container, because it is overflowing the image container and not the image. Now you can see it is zooming, but it isn't that, it is exiting the div. We can even increase the value to 1.5. Now you can see the difference. I would still be on 1.1, but we can do some things also. Let me change the image. I got bored of it. Not even this one. Yeah, this is a better one. So as you can see, it is working for 3 of them. Also, I forgot to do one thing. The hello is currently suspended at the top left corner. So we should bring it down. So display, flex, justify content, center, and align items, center. So when we save it, hello is in the middle. We can also do one thing, which is, like, I love to work with hover effects. So image container hover dot description, and I would increase the font size alone. So font size should become 24 pixels, save. So when we hover, even the font size increases. And it does look better a little bit. I may change the hello to image 1, image 2, and image 3. And as you can see, it is changing. And it is looking good. Let's give it some padding, which is, I would give a padding of 10%. Save. Okay, wait. Also, this is a good demonstration from my side for padding. Like what padding did, you can completely see what a havoc it has created, because the image size is same. Because of that reason, the image is of same size still. Although that overflow hidden has gone away because it isn't even going out of the div. But as you can see, we placed these two divs based on that image container. So they have so much expanded. This is the reason we use margins in such cases and not padding. You can see what margin created and what padding created. Like padding seriously destroys it a lot. So we can do the same thing. We can just simply copy it, like not from here. Copy it. Save. Now you are seeing 6 images. I know that. Because for the content, we have given display flex. That is the only reason that we are seeing all of them in a line. But we can still change it. because we can just give them another div. So I would just take it down, div dot upper row. Although I would not advise you at all to use this method whenever you are working on a real website, because this is not responsive. This is not responsive at all. I have tried it to make it responsive or something, but it doesn't. You can't make it responsive that easily. It may be possible, but as much as I've tried, it was quite difficult for me. So let's save it. And you are seeing as 1, 1, 2, 2. This is for the reason that it is now putting the upper row and lower row in such a way. So we can now put it on block, save, and now it is simply taking them in a single row. Like this is the div 1, the upper row, and this is the lower row. Now we will be, as you and I know, that they require the same properties now. So upper row, comma, dot lower row, and I would give them display flex, save, and that's enough. We have created that 6 card effect. Simple as that. Although I would change this to, like, this is the 4th image, this is the 5th image, and this is the 6th image. Just save them, and we are done. And even the image is good now. We can we can give different colors. All we have to do is change the overlay. Like I would do it. I'm going to do it. Nevertheless, so I would simply give the color name that I would be using in those. As a person who prefers RGB, I would just give them name as per the color I'm going to provide them. So again, red, green, blue. So save it. All we have to do extra is to remove this. Okay. And now comes the thing as, also I would do the same to the script, or maybe I won't. Let's see how far we would go. So red, we'll paste it the same. We have to put the value 255, save. And now you can see it is red in color. That's all we need to do for this one. This is one of the simplest things we need to do. Or we don't even need to, but we just want to. So now it's turn for blue. So now 255, save, and you can see it is working completely now. I will also do it for the description. So red, green. I'm happy that I haven't have to do it different for the description, because if I was using that way, that dot contents, dot upper row, dot image container like that, then it would have been really lengthy. And now it's just simple. So these are the benefits of working in a simpler workflow. And you can see it. Now it has a red color. It should have. Okay. I didn't remove it from here. Now it is completely red color. Although the images itself in grayscale, now you can see the difference completely. And these effects do look good. So this is the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for the upcoming videos that would be or could be quite related to these ones. Also, I want to announce that I would be soon starting another series which would be using all the elements I use in this series and create something that is everything that gets into my mind should be on that series. That's my main motive. So, goodbye.